Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Zoom was doing this thing for me. I love it. Listen, happy Monday to each and every one of you. What an exciting time to be an early adopter in this new asset class that is a digital asset space. Listen, I wanted to give a massive shout out and flowers to Hugo and the team over at Flare Networks. They are, I want to say, quietly building quite the DeFi ecosystem. Quite the DeFi ecosystem. I got to tell you, got to give them their flowers. They are doing their thing. Interesting DeFi projects. I've been on what, four, if not five of these DeFi um, projects here recently, just in a matter of the last 2 or 3 days, and have been enjoying myself and taking advantage of the flare emissions in addition to the flare drops. Yeah, been doing their thing. And I know I've said this before, but I believe other ecosystems, other chains, other foundations could learn a thing or two from what Flare Networks has been doing. Let me give you a prime example of this. Flare Networks has a survey out right now for the community. It's a survey for the community. It's to get input from the community about how Flare can get better and do better with their DeFi ecosystem, and to encourage participation. They're going to be giving away Flare tokens. I think it's genius in motion. I think it's smart to do. Now, I've done the survey already, but I wanted to make a video to point it out to you. It's just another one of those moves that I think is genius in motion. Much like Ripple has done a lot of genius in motion things. It just was dedicated towards the wrong community. It's time to twist these genius in motion moves to the right community, to the crypto community, to the XRP holder community, in my opinion. But yeah, Flare's got a survey out. Highly recommend you guys check it out. Encourages you, incentivizes you to participate. Help them make the products that better that you want to use. How about that? And by you participating, you can hopefully come up with a better product to use. I think it's awesome. I really do think it's great. Shout out to Hugo in the team. I'm going to go over 3-4 of some of the Flare ecosystem, DeFi ecosystem projects with you guys. But first, let's go over the market because, the market is just doing what the market does. According to CoinGecko, the total cryptocurrency market cap is down half a percentage point and is at $2.2 trillion. The Bitcoin dominance says it's under 54%. I think it's still around 56 or 57% is the actual number. Bitcoin is trading at $59,497 again. It's down 1.2%. Ethereum is trading at $2,600 roughly. It is down 15%. Solana is trading at $148 again. And on the 30-day, it's up 5.9%. So I'm giving you 30-day numbers. And XRP, the beloved, is at 57 cents on the 7-day. Just because it's XRP, I'll throw the 7-day in there. It's up 30%. And on the 30-day, it's up 11%. But there it is, fam. That's the market. And it is doing, it is doing what it does. And so you can see here, getting back to Flare Networks, I took the survey. Absolutely love that they did that. So let's go over a message from Flare. Just a reminder, XRP testnet resets on August the 19th. The F assets open beta will also be reset. We will resume the beta with airdropping new test XRP and official dashboard, F-Test Bitcoin support, and more updates. Let's take some time this weekend to redeem F-Test XRP. F-Test XRP. That's this one. You want to do some redeeming. You want to do some redeeming. You want to do some freaking redeeming over here, okay? I think I got a few left to redeem, but I just want to make sure that, you know, got that in place. Everything's good and everything's working. So it's just a matter of click and redeem. You pick a number from 1 to 3, 1 to 13 for me. Hit redeem. Get a little confirmation in your Bifrost wallet. And then that's it. Right? That's it. So I love it. I love that, doing that there. And let's go over some of the Flare Network stuff, projects, because I think it's really, really cool. Again, I want to give them their flowers for sure. Here's some other news about Flare. Breaking. Flare Network just reached an impressive 1 million wallets. Almost 100 million transactions have been completed since mid-July of 2022. And the TBL on the decentralized apps now exceeds more than 40 million. These are very impressive numbers, I would say, and prove that Flare Networks grows faster than most realize. Shout out to them. So let's go over some of the platforms that I've been on, hung out for a little bit. Now, Enosis is like the OG here. Yeah, they're like the OG for sure. I've been on some stuff here. I've been in a liquidity pool pair or two briefly here on Enosis, right? The OG formerly was Flare Finance. You can see here they got a decentralized exchange. They got the bridge. They got the borrowing and lending that you can do here as well. And they got a gallery, multi-chain, curator-centric digital arts marketplace, and auction house. Interesting. So that is Enosis. So we went over to another platform and hung around here. And again, for emissions and for, which is more FLR, and for flare drops as well, right? But this is one platform. The emissions are on here as well. This is Kinetic Markets. Really like what they got going on right now. It's pretty cool to see. They got total supplies is lending and borrowing. You can stake their Jewel token, but total supply lent 5,457,000. Total borrowed is 1 million. We hung out here with just a little bit, not a whole lot of dollars, maybe $15 to $20, somewhere around there. 2 or 3 times we've been on here playing around. The UI UX, I gotta just say, is pretty cool. I like it. The APYs right now are pretty impressive. I like it. 93% to lend, 76% to lend, USDC and USDT respectively. So yeah, I like it. I've been hanging out here for sure. I'm doing some stuff for sure. I did a Patreon, I did a video for the Patreon group, and I'm going to do a more detailed one in the mastermind group later this week as well. So shout out to Kinetic Markets doing their thing. Dashboard is interesting, pretty neat. It's funny how people like different aesthetics and stuff like that. It's really, really funny. But the UI UX experience has been good, right? What does that mean? Click on something, it works. Click on another thing, it works. So shout out to the team at Kinetic Markets for what they built so far. And for me, again, this is early days. So that's pretty cool to see. Kinetic Markets, lending and borrowing, getting paid to lend your assets. I love it. Absolutely love it. Let me go to Scepter. Scepter is the liquid staking platform on Flare Networks. Liquid staking is essentially instead of you staking yourself, finding someone to stake with, you can stake with Scepters. It's the equivalent of Lido on Ethereum, Lido on Ethereum. I like it because they got a great APY if you choose to stake with them. So you can stake your FLR or wrap FLR, and the APY for that is 44.5%, which is really, really cool, really, really nice. You got some FLR tokens to do that, which is nice. Which a great thing is you can get flare drops, and you can put the flare drops here, right? Get the FLR drops, and you can stake them here, earn that APY. The UI UX again is very, very nice. Like it, absolutely like it. And it feels like there's a synergy, to be quite frank, between these projects on on Flare networks. It seems like there's a synergy, very much like Solana. Solana's Margify, Drift, Camino. They work in harmony. There's a synergy there. Jupiter Exchange, and I think that's a smart thing. And it looks like this is very, very similar to what Flare is doing as well. These kind of projects coming together and working together in harmony. Liquid staking on Flare. Again, I've done that as well to get some SFLR tokens in harmony. The UI UX, really, really good. A good experience, right? A really, really good experience. And that's what you want. That's what you want. So the next one is, it's just my favorite right now, is Sparkdex.ai. It is, yeah, it's my favorite so far. I like the feature sets. The UI UX was awesome, right? As well. So it's smooth, it's fast, it's got great features, especially for someone who enjoys DeFi. So I like it. I really been liking it. I've been enjoying my experience here. I hopped into one or two pools, get ready to hop into another pool here. But for someone who really enjoys DeFi and understands the nuances of DeFi, that it's not just merely punching buttons. Sparkdeck has some really good features. It feels like an Orca slant, an Orca on Solana, or a Turbos on Sui. It feels like a kind of combination of those two. So shout out to the team for Sparkdeck. And if you don't know what those things are, I encourage you guys to check out the Patreon and let's level up our DeFi together. Go on a journey together to make that happen. That's at patreon.com/golf whiskey mastermind. Just to let you know. Just to let you know. We're building there slowly but surely. And it's been enjoyable, but you can do it there. We can get on a journey together. Which I think is really, really cool. But this Sparkdeck thing, I just got to tell you. Just got to tell you. I like it. I really, really do like what they got going on here. Nice feature sets. Impressive, especially for early days. The latest and greatest one, and they kind of hooked up together, is Steer Protocol and Sparkdeck. So Steer Protocol is like a liquidity management protocol. Essentially what they do is, one of the things that they do is they provide this concentrated liquidity manager set to platforms like Sparkdeck, for example, and which is just a better and more efficient way to use to make your liquidity pool that you're in better, or to make a platform that has farming and has full pools to make their pools better. So I kind of like that. It more efficient. I don't like it. I really like it. But what I happen to notice here is, Steer Protocol is on some chains, doing some things. Really like that. And, it's interesting because I was looking at this in alphabetical order. I was like, oh man, they don't got Flare on here. Why they say they got Flare? I just don't Flare on here. It's alphabetical order, right? But you go all the way down, so you could tell it was kind of a recent thing, and probably will re-UI this thing and and put Flare in alphabetical order, okay, so people know. But look at the change. Arbitrum, Astar. I don't know what this Astar, ZKEBM is. Avalanche, Base Blast, BNB. I mean, look at all these chains, right? So impressive that they're hooking up on Flare in the early days. I mean, Manta and Linea is kind of around the same time that Flare Networks launched, kind of. But Manta is live, Mantle is live, Linea is live. Flare Networks is not fully live, right? So to hook up with Flare Networks by way of Sparkdeck, I think speaks volumes to what people are seeing about what's going on in Flare Networks personally. That's kind of how I see it. So hung out here a little bit, testing some stuff. I didn't enter into the liquidity pool. I'm still trying to decide, is this the one I want to get into or not? I feel like this one is the one to get into personally, the Scepter Flare and Wrap Flare. Me personally. Now this fee is better here. The TVL is higher here. You got to check the assets, right? You got to check the assets. And so Jewel is the token from Kinetic Markets. I just gotta check that and see if that's something that I'm interested in, from a long-term holder perspective. So TVL checks the marks. The asset thing, I'm still on that one. For me, obviously, this is both FLR, right? So it's this one here. 400,000 in TVL is not bad. You don't have to worry about whether or not these assets are going to be correlated in a liquidity pool, because right, these are two separate assets. This is the same asset, so you don't have to worry about the correlation thing. No, you say that the APY is about 3 times more. So you have to kind of look at that. I don't chase APYs, I chase the asset and look into the platform that they're on. That's kind of how I do it. So we'll see. We'll see which one we get on. But that's Steer Protocol. That's their latest one. But again, this video really was about a shout out to Hugo and the team at Flare Networks, quietly building quite the impressive ecosystem, DeFi ecosystem, I must say. I must say, it's pretty impressive. If I was to take a gig, it probably would be, if I was to take a gig and like put a resume in somewhere for a gig, it probably would be at Flare. I'm not big on the JLB thing. I like being busy for myself, but if I was to take a gig, it would probably be Flare Networks. All right, so there it is, fam. This wraps up the XRP Ripple Daily News in around 0 to 10 minutes. I hope it has been valuable to you. If it has, do me a favor and hit that like button. It's one of the greatest ways to support the channel, but the most supportive way to support the channel is to smash that subscribe button. We got about 45 to 50% of people hanging out, listening to and watching the Crypto Siege, whoever subscribes to that channel. We got a goal to get that 50% down to about 25%. And you could do your part by just hitting that subscribe button right now. And don't forget to ring that notification bell, baby, so you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this, perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya. Bye.